Purdy going to the air right away. And his first pass is incomplete. Remember, these two teams met earlier in the year in Santa Clara with the Niners coming out on top. So a win here in Seattle, tough as that may be, would give them the season sweep. Now a 2nd and 10.
Get set, get set. IT, watch out.
First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. You talk about this Seahawks defense. Coming into this one ranked number 19 in the NFL against the pass.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Purdy. And this one is incomplete.
You get a sense of what this game plan might be. They think they can take a few home run shots against this defense. They tried it there on the opening drive, but that ball's incomplete.
Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt. Yeah, that'll cross midfield here, not by much. Out of bounds just on the other side of the 50.
At their own 48-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together. They'll run. It's Kenneth Walker. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From the 46, here's a 2nd and 4.
Here we go, here we go.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
Not a whole lot of room to maneuver there, and I think that's because everyone took care of their responsibilities, filled their gaps, held their place. No place for him to run.
Yeah, looked good. Everything got funneled to the nose tackle. They swallowed him up.
Let's go now. Cowboy 80. Let's go.
They'll try for the first with Walker. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Give him 8 yards on the play, and they pick up the first. The Seahawks coming in looking for win number 7 on the year. They were winners the last time out, so they'll be looking here to make it 2 in a row.
And when you and I watched tape preparing for this, what we saw was a team that competed hard, and they played well in all 3 phases of the game. And I think if they can carry that over to this week, they've got a really good chance to emerge victorious yet again.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
But that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
From the 31, here's 2nd and 6.
Get it. Go.
Again, it's Walker. And he's going to have this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Niners' 25.
He had to fight for every yard on that run, shook himself free of a tackle, and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on him. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly, and knocked it free.
It would be a very makeable field goal try from here, but instead they're going to go for it.
Let's go. Panther 6.
Back to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And that will force a turnover on downs. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
Coming off every player's friend, the open week from last weekend.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. Even if you're coming off of a loss as they did, the open week is exactly what you need after you kind of get over it a little bit, right? Rest up the mind, rest up the body, get yourself ready to go. And they have to be eager to play again, especially since they lost the last time out.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. A give running left, it's McCaffrey. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
You talk about this Seahawk defense.
They were terrific a week ago in the win over the Lions.
And what I saw on film was nearly an unstoppable pass rush. They had 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries. So now do you just max protect on offense, keep everyone in and run, 1 or 2 receiver routes to make sure your quarterback stays up? We'll soon find out.
Purdy from the gun on 3rd down.
A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
2 drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get untracked in this one.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away.
That'll be a 49-yard punt, 6 yards there on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
And they are back to 500 on the year, got the win last weekend, and it's one that kept their playoff hopes alive.
And if you do have those hopes, 500 is not where you want to be at this point of the year. Now, we know they've battled through some rough patches this season, so it now comes down to how they're going to finish. Not out of it, can't afford any more missteps, though.
From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and 9.
Ready? Ready?
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw.
As it complete to Jackson Smith and Jigba.
And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
But certainly as a fan, you get a little bit nervous when you see him make those kind of throws. But they work on that in practice more than we know. And most of them now know their limits and know what they can get away with. And there's a completion right there.
Here we go. Set. 76.
Back to throw now on 1st down.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the 49ers are going to get the football back at their own 17.
Before we came up to the booth, the last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a 1st down.
One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10.
Out of the gun, Purdy. Now he's going to step up and run. Finding Harris on back-to-back plays. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Back to
back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
And, Charles, with that completion, I'm told that puts him over 3,000 yards passing now on the campaign.
And, Brandon, nowadays your leader's usually closer to 5,000 yards on the year, but still, 3,000 yards, a good season.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. McCaffrey running up the middle. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
Purdy looking to throw. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Seahawks are in great shape here as they take over at the 46-yard line. So another interception for him on the year. He is making quite a splash in his rookie campaign.
And most linebackers feel they're lucky if they get 1 or 2 of these a year, because once you start getting to 3, 4, and 5, that's when you know you've got a special player and someone the quarterbacks have to account for.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. Here's Walker to start the drive.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 44-yard line.
We're scoreless after 1. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here as they've got it 2nd down and 12.
Let's go now.
On play action, they'll throw. The left side throw complete to Adams. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Ready, set.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Here we go, here we go. Cougar knife, go.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
That's caught inside the 20. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. That one goes for 30 yards.
Well, he worked his way quite a bit in this first half, and with good reason. You can see it there. He is such a handful defensively, just too hard to keep him under wraps, and delivers a big play here for this offense.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Ready.
They'll look to throw again. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Again, he'll drop to throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted.
And the Niners are going to take over at their own 2-yard line.
Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They take over here following the interception. That's the good news. The tough spot is the spot that they're in. That's inside the 5 in the shadow of their own goalpost here. 1st and 10.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, it turns out it's not their offense who gets them on the board first, CD. It's the defense coming through right there with a pick 6.
And I know from experience throughout the week, when you go against the offense, you're challenging them all the time. You're letting them know, hey, don't worry about scoring this week. We'll take care of it. We'll get a few pick 6s and score ourselves. You're just kidding? But how about what he just did right there? Laid it out for the rest of the game. We scored. Hey, offense, can you keep up with us?
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. And he still is yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Here's Purdy.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Purdy now to throw.
That is caught. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 27-yard line. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 27.
Throwing here, Purdy.
He gets it complete to Harris. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the Seahawks 20-yard line.
From the 20, here's 2nd and 4. Purdy sets up to throw again.
Got a man right side, it's McCaffrey. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
but they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
Now here's a quick throw out to Mims.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco.
Marvin Mims.
His 6th touchdown of the season.
And the Niners are an extra point away from evening this one up.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They had the interception last drive, led to the tying touchdown, so 7-7 to score as they begin 1st and 10.
And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down.
Setting up the screen here. This is Walker.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 12, 1st down Seahawks.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield, a really nice pickup.
Come on. Set. 19 Tigers.
Walker now on 1st and 10. They'll get this up to the 47 and brought down there.
Nice chunk of yards on 1st down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on 2nd. You go right back to him and hope he explodes or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
2nd and 6.
That one taken in by T. Higgins.
He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone, and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it.
And that one complete once again to Higgins.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 13 yards as they've got the connection working. His 2nd catch in a row, 1st down. Creeping up on a minute to play in this 1st half. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Adams. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a 1st.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10.
Bronco 80. Ready.
Back to throw again.
And he'll spot Higgins open left side.
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown.
T. Higgins
from 10 yards out.
And the Seahawks will take the lead here in the final minute of the 1st half. So that really an almost perfect drive as they chew up some clock and wind up scoring late in this first half.
And remember, they've got a chance to double dip here because they're going to get the ball first to start the third quarter. So the potential could go up 2 scores before the other guys get a chance to do anything.
Moody good with the extra point.
And that makes the score 14-7. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. Shifts past him.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And nearly another interception. Well, it would have been his third of the game, but this time he couldn't hang on.
So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yes, let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving them a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and it seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes. They approach this drive with a lot of confidence after the last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on third down to get their momentum going again.
Watch out!
Purdy.
And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted.
Picked up by Nicky Manwari. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half.
First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A one-touchdown ball game, 14-7 our scores. We get back at it on EA Sports. A dangerous return man showing it here.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
Okay,
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, there were 3 talking points at the half, partner. All of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
Sticking with Walker on second down.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down.
Well, I would have figured after the 9-yard run on the previous play, getting 1 more yard wouldn't have been much of a problem. But apparently it was, and now it's third down.
Here is third down and 4.
Gotta be lying.
Now back to throw.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Caught on the right side by Adams.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender, but the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
Now a 2nd and 2.
Here we go. Check. Cougar 19. Ready.
Up the middle, here's Walker.
Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's third down.
But not much much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Could be 4-down territory even if they don't get this, but they need just a few inches here on third. They run again with Walker.
And he is going to have a Seahawks first down, at least at first glance, as they'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you should.
And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
Get it. Back all 80. Let's go.
They'll drop the throw. Throw left side complete. That's Adams.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call.
So they decline the hold, and that's going to lead to a 4th down.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And that one will be no good. He never had it on line. It's well wide to the left, and this will remain a 1-touchdown game.
Yeah, 55 yards is anything but a gimme. You've got to really concentrate on your leg swing and proper technique. This time, though, he's unable to convert.
Purdy tosses out wide, complete.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. They give him a gain of 37.
That's the kind of play this offense desperately needed. They've got to be saying, our defense has kept us in the ballgame. We're down, but we're certainly not out. And maybe that was the spark that they've been searching for.
They go play action here. Purdy. Now a run here.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Jalen Phillips
In there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. That's their first time getting to the quarterback, sack number 1. And, you know, they had 5 last week, I'm remembering.
And you have to find a way to slow down the pass rush, not necessarily with just protecting your quarterback, but you show them a lot of different looks, and they did that in the first half. You know, different angles, different things to slow down the speed. They got to him here in the second half. Now they've got to come up with a counter to that and maybe do something different.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. We'll see where they go for this play call. Obviously tough in this spot, backed up.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown.
A.T. Perry.
A 24-yard touchdown.
And the Niners are within an extra point of tying up this ball game.
Sanders on for the extra point. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
First and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And their lead has evaporated in this third quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14.
Seahawks, first down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Here we go.
Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. 51 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Come on. 76.
2nd and 2. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Got it. Ready? Here we go. Check. 65. Ready?
Now a play fake here on first down. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time is now run out on this third quarter of play. Back now in Seattle, Washington. All square, 14 apiece to score as we get ready for the fourth quarter.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Ready? Cougar 19. Ready?
Straight ahead, Walker. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
They'll set up to throw. Now he'll tuck this and run. Oh, no, he lost the football. And this is going to be 49er football.
Well, so much for the 4-minute offense. They were trying to reduce the clock, get in position to win the game, and leave no time for them to come back and catch them. And guess what? They turned the ball over. Yeah, I mean, they had it all set up for themselves, and they let it get away.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
Well, the fumble recovery certainly has put them in the driver's seat. 1st and 10, all tied here in the 4th.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well defense right there. He saw the play in front of him and able to hold the point of attack. Then he sheds him and goes and makes a tackle for a loss.
Back to throw, Purdy.
The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
The city just made a sweep. People diabetic. They mouths get full of the seat. Let these cowards tell it. Rockin' New Orleans with the end of the
Outside. Outside.
Trying to get to the outside. This is McCaffrey. And he's going to be out around the 45-yard line. It's a pickup of 12. Second play in a row with a 12-yard gain. A nice toss play there to the left. More than enough room to move the chains.
And you know what I love about that play as a broadcaster? Seeing the big guys move. Seeing them get upfield and take out defenders. You know what I hated as a defensive back?
What?
That exact same thing. Seeing those linemen coming downfield, getting ready to blot out the sun.
Back to the ground on first. It's McCaffrey. A broken tackle on the run, and then just on the other side of midfield, they get to it. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I keep going back to him.
Oh, they'll run it here on the jet sweep.
Oh, this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away.
It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Purdy from the gun on 3rd down.
And this is going to be intercepted.
Picked off by Ernest Jones. And the Seahawks are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line.
Ready, set.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
And the question, can they turn that interception into points? A tie game for the moment in the 4th quarter.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now. Hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
Here's a play fake as they set up the throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
And that will be incomplete as well.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. 4th down now, but he's fortunate on that one not to have another turnover on his ledger.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away.
Taken in at the 11. It'll be a 47-yard punt with a net of 40 following a 7-yard return. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the 4th quarter.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards.
I like what I'm seeing from them here. Tie game in the 4th quarter. They understand the situation. They don't need to be in any rush. Go ahead and huddle up and run your offense. That last completion put them in a nice position to take the lead in this game.
Up the gut, McCaffrey. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But the bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Purdy will set up to throw it here. He's got a man downfield. It's Harris.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people call it gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
So it's 49er football here as we get your reset. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score.
Get set, get set. 18, watch out.
Now a toss. This is McCaffrey. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
Oh, boy, Christian McCaffrey shaken up, so hold everything here as they're going to take a look at it. They'll come up now on 2nd down.
18, watch out.
Here's Purdy.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. There have been quite a few plays they might look back on and say, we really have hurt ourselves, and that was another example.
And this is late game execution. Everything on the line, so it all has to come together properly. The throw's made. Where's the catch? Got to catch in that spot.
This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's 3rd and long. Here's Purdy to throw. He'll find this deep for Ayuk. And this will be incomplete. Boy, can you believe this? That one probably should have been picked too. Instead, it's 4th down.
Here comes the 49ers punter now as he's on to kick it away. And he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Here we go, shot.
They'll try and start this drive in the air.
Oh, look at this. It's intercepted.
And they will take over at the 26-yard line. I think it's safe to say this is a game he's not going to forget anytime soon, Charles. 3 interceptions.
It's rare that we see 3 interceptions by one team, let alone by an individual. And I think that after the second one, he's probably telling his teammates, any ball that's in the air, it's going to be mine. And that turned out to be true.
Here's 1st down.
Outside. Here we go. 18, watch out.
The first carry here for Jordan James.
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game.
They'll come up now, 2nd and 9.
Get set, get set. 18, watch out.
James. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining.
Here's 1st and goal.
Outside. 18.
They'll run with Robinson.
And he stopped immediately there.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal.
Get set, get set.
Again, it'll be Robinson.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, they would have loved to have scored a touchdown there, but this still sets them up for a game-winning field goal attempt.
This crowd doing all they can. Here's 3rd and goal.
On the ground, it's James. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Now they get the timeout. It leads you to wonder, will they kick it here or risk running another play and possibly not getting down in time? We'll see. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left. So it all rests now on the right foot of Jason Sanders. His first attempt of the afternoon, and it's for the win. And his kick is good. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. So they tried to ice him there, but it's fair to say it did not have the intended effect.
And I've known kickers that take it as an affront. And there he says, you think you're going to rattle me? Think again.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
A fun, close ball game comes to an end. On that last play, Charles, they were on the wrong side of midfield.